We are back at the Form Lab in Portland, where it's all about taking the movements that we learn here and incorporating them into our daily lives. Andrew Blaze is the co-founder. Great to be back.
Glad to have you back.
This time of year, people are going to be taking advantage of working out maybe at home, outside with the nice weather, but it doesn't always mean we're going to be doing it the right way.
Correct. And a lot of the times, our home workouts are a little imbalanced. So even though we think we're doing things right and think we're doing the full body, training the right spots, the right muscles, we're not always doing that. So there's a couple easy movements that we're gonna go over today that don't require equipment at home, and they're common ones that people do wrong.
Okay.
So this one's gonna be for the viewers at home, making sure that you guys are doing things right. So if you're at home and watching this, definitely jump up off the couch and try along with us today. So the first one we're gonna show you is a step down. So everyone steps off staircases, everyone steps down off curbs, etc.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of stepping down throughout our daily lives. So this is a really important one that is going to save the knees in the long run. So most people, when they are stepping up, so if you're stepping up onto something and you're going to go ahead and step down, a lot of people they're not really thinking about what's going on here. So they're just thinking about, how am I going to get down to the floor? How am I going to get up off the floor back onto my prop? So here, it's very easy to get the quad going. It's a common thing where, like I said last time you guys were here, we're all creatures of habit. We create those habits. We get into that habit of using our quad because that's where we're dominant. So here we're gonna take that motion out of the front side of the leg. We're gonna bring it back into the posterior side, which I talked about last time was super important that we don't engage enough. So here we're really gonna alter our movement. So normally, like I said, people would just kind of step down, knee flies forward, our quad loads up, and then we press up to the top. Like last time, a few times doing that way isn't gonna hurt you, but eventually it's gonna catch up to you. You're gonna start to get that little bark in the knee when you do things like stepping off a step, getting out of a car, etc. So the important part here to really focus on is starting this movement with your hip, making sure that it's not the knees bending first, it's actually the hip is going back first. So that slight little drop of that hip along with the chest, because we talked about that hinge last time you were here. So we're following that same kind of pattern. Hips are going back, chest is falling forward. Once I'm on this track back, now I can keep that knee behind, sit back into my hamstring and glute, load it up here, no pressure through the quad, no pressure in the knee. And now that I've got that stretch through my hamstring and my glute, now I'm gonna contract those muscles out back to drive myself back to the top of the box. Obviously, starting in this movement out, you want that small little range of motion. Once you get more comfortable and more familiar with utilizing that hamstring, utilizing your glute to do the drive, you can go ahead and start to progress. You'll drop down a little bit further into this movement before you do your drive, and eventually you can move it up till a pretty challenging position for yourself. So I'm gonna have you jump up on the box for me real quick, all right? I'm gonna keep the pads up nice and high for you.
All right.
Just stand right to the side of the block, and I want you to just go ahead and do a normal step right off the box here.
Okay.
You're just gonna tap this. Treat this like water. You're just checking the temperature of the pool. You're not actually putting any pressure on the pad there.
So just...
Yep, just like that, and then drive to the top.
I
Perfect.
Definitely put...
That's okay.
I put pressure on.
So as you can see, your first initial instinct is to drop that knee forward.
Yep.
We're trying to keep the knee back, and we're dropping the hip back, letting that chest fall. And now as you sit into it, you're gonna feel the back side of the leg is gonna do that movement for you.
Way different.
And it's gonna be a complete game changer. So people at home, if you have stairs at home, start on that first step, make your way up. If you're uncomfortable or want to work out outside and not do it in your home, you can always jump outside to like a front step. You could do step ups off a curb. Start lower and then add that height to add progression to the movement. But basically you're just trying to incorporate that posterior side, really feeling like your tension is back in the hamstring and your glutes before you do your drive up. And that's gonna take a lot of that pressure right off that knee, and it's gonna bring it right back into the backside.
It's not as easy as it looks, folks. But if you would like to try it for yourself, we're gonna have all of this right on our website.
Yes.
And we'll be right back.